Welcome to the Too Posh Podcast.
I am Gabrielle. I am a former New York Mafia princess, originally from Austria. I am the mother of 3 and the owner of Too Posh Boutique. And here with my beautiful co-host, Marcella, my daughter.
Hello, I'm Marcella. I'm a dancer, choreographer, model, and designer for Too Posh. And I say whatever the I want.
Hi, my name is Cruz. I am a stylist. I also own the Society Salon in the Design District, and I am a short little Mexican with a big personality.
I am Polly. I am a certified sexual health consultant and educator, former professional dominatrix, currently working at the largest adult novelty store in the Texas Panhandle.
What will they say next? Welcome to the Too Posh Podcast.
Yeah.
Like the colors that you capture and just, you know, not only the photo, but the essence in the photo as well. It's like, wow.
So you have a 21 photography series as well. Those are your top 21?
I can't give credit to myself, right? I can't give credit to myself. So when I retired out of the military in 2013, and I wanted to, you know, showcase my military career. And a buddy of mine, Benny Davis, he was like, you know, it'd kind of be cool. Like, you've been in for 21 years. Why don't you do like your 21 best photos? I'm like, oh, hey,
great
ding,
idea.
ding, ding. Yeah. So I call it 21. My 21 favorite photographs from 21 years of service. Now, they're not every year, but these are the 21 that I thought best represented. And on my website, there's actually 22. And on my website is a photograph, one of the hardest photographs I've ever had to take, and it's my grandmother's last breath of life.
That was your
literally
grandmother?
her last life.
I saw that photo, but I didn't know it was your grandmother.
That's my mom and dad's hands coming in, and God, this is, you guys, we're gonna get into some fun stuff, right?
Yes.
But my mom and dad asked me, I was there, and it was upstate New York, and my mom and dad said, hey, bring your camera, you know, let's photograph. I want you to photograph this. And I'm so glad that they did.
How long ago was that?
God, like 11, I think, maybe. Yeah. And she was going, and to sit there and watch my mom and dad talk to her, like there's no bringing her out of this. Like, you know what's going to happen. And my parents sitting there going, it's okay. Go to the light. You can go. You've led an amazing life. Just go. It's okay. Be at peace. We're all at peace. You know, just this. I mean, it was incredible to witness.
Yeah.
I mean, again, how lucky am I if it's not my family, amazing individuals that I've gotten to meet and do that. But to watch this, and the whole time I'm holding that camera was not a buffer this time.
Yeah,
And I was
of
just
course.
like, ooh, I was like tears, crying, and taking it. And she, you know, it was literally, that photograph is literally her last.
Wow. Wow.
And it, like, I look back on that and I remember how angelic she looks. To me, she looks very angelic, and just very proud to have been there for that moment.
Wow.
You're fascinating.
I know.
I mean, really
And I wanna
fascinating.
look at all these photos.
I know I have it. I don't know if Spider can pull them up.
What do you mean?
The 21 photograph series I sent you.
But we can always do it later in the thing.
Yeah, I pulled them up because I wanted him to show it and maybe say
Talk about? Yeah.
This is gonna take me a while to do
Oh, okay.
any of this stuff.
Okay. Anyways, now I want to know how you felt about being on the Dallas Housewives.
Well, that was a quick
Yeah,
jump.
what was that
You
like?
wanted to have different topics, so here we go.
To be honest, very honored and loving to be on, and to be on to support my wife, right? Like, I can care less about being on a TV show or not, but this is something my wife wanted to do. This is something that I'm going to stand I'm going to stand beside her on this. I love my wife, and if this is what she wants to do, just as she supports me and things in my life. So absolutely. But I gave us 3 rules.
What were they?
I said, if we're going to do this, and I believe me, I didn't know anything about Housewives,
I bet.
this or that. I didn't watch that stuff. Believe me, I know now. But I just said, look, if we're going to do this, a lot of bashing and a lot of all that kind of stuff. I said, if we're going to do this, there's 3 things. A, you never bash family, right? You just don't bash family. You never lie, because otherwise you're just spinning that lie. You're getting caught. You're spinning it again. Like it's horrible. All right. And then you always act, if we're out in public, you're acting the same way as if you're being filmed. And I feel that we held true to that. There was a funny story, like one of the first seasons, D'Andra's, I'm the breadwinner in the house, and she's telling this on film. I'm like, holy shit. Like, really, girl? Like, this is the first time in my life that I've never been a breadwinner, and now you're the breadwinner, and you got to tell the whole world about it? So we had that conversation, and I remember we were in the bathroom, and I go, babe, like, it doesn't look good on me. And I said, we never bash family. Oh. She goes, yeah, but I didn't break the rule, never lie.
That's great.
Right? So what
she's right.
Absolutely, she's right. So what can I do? I was like, try to make more money.
I was just going to say, she's telling you, step it up.
So since then, I've been selling lots of blood and semen.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But it was a good experience.
How many seasons were you guys on there?
I think it ran for like 5 seasons, and we did 4.
Oh wow, that's a lot of seasons.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
If my wife wanted to do it again, I would do it again. Like, look, Cruz, at the end of the day, I can honestly look back at what D'Andra and I went through. And look, it's not even my show, and I keep kind of like, it's D'Andra and I, but we're a team, right? And it was hard, the first part, because you're always going to have haters, right? Yeah, you're always going to have people trolling. The women on there, I wish them all the best, but it's like, really, what do you guys do? What do you guys, like, all you're doing is bashing other people, and you're trying to come up with storylines.
Right.
Right? And Cruz, at the end of the day, dude, this was our real life. This is what was going on in our real life. So I can walk away. D'Andra and her mom, they have problems. Mm-hmm. Just like any other. Do you guys have problems?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Everybody has issues.
Right. So,
everybody has issues.
And they aired them. They showed them. But that's really what was going on in our lives.
But that's kind of what you sign up for, right? You're like, I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna open up and show you a part of my life.
Is it? Is it really?
I mean, you tell me.
I don't, and this is just my personal opinion. I don't think so. I mean, some of the girls are like, what's my storyline going to be this year? I'm not picking on anybody, but because I all love them the same and hate them the same, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we're going to sell our house. Is that really a storyline? I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to get married. Which, look, they're all big deals. They're all big things. But in our lives, we just never had to fake anything or come up with ideas. It's like, dude, this is really what's going on in our life.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure as a husband, is it hard to see people attacking your wife? Like, to not get involved, or is it something that you just kind of were like,
you just take it like, it's whatever?
I was
or do
wondering.
you really
a huge learning lesson the first year, where she was looking at everything and
taking it to heart.
The biggest problem with Housewives, and maybe it's all franchises, is just keep it on the show. At the end of the day, it's a job, right?
Right.
Keep it on the show, but I think what happened with our franchise, look, it's not my franchise, right? Let's get this.
You were on it.
You were involved.
You were on it. It's your franchise.
But no, it's not. It's not at all. Where was I going with that?
The biggest problem is that they should keep it on the show.
Yeah. So the biggest problem is they should keep it on the show. And with our franchise, my wife's franchise, the women, like, we'd get harassing emails from cast members or on social media, or like they were attacking outside of the show. And it's like, really, you feel that strongly? You're getting paid to do this. Say it. Like, it was almost like a, you know, I'm gonna get her because I want to be the star on the show, or and my wife will tell you, it takes all cast members. There's no star.
Mm-hmm.
It takes all cast members to
make a show.
Mm-hmm.
And she said the reason, again, we're just speculating, but she said the reason why she thinks the other shows stayed on there is kind of on hiatus is those women know how to leave it on the show. Right? Like, I'll be honest. There's husbands on there that I like. I don't hang out with any of them.
Yeah.
You know, it caused a huge stir between one of the housewives and the husband. They were the first people I ever met in Dallas, and I loved them. They were me. They were like military, and they were my people, not marrying up to where D'Andra is. And I loved them, and they screwed us.
Oh wow!
And
from the show, you think?
Yeah.
Like egos got involved and stuff.
I don't know what it is. And I don't want to speculate.
Right.
But I think it's a combination of everything. And and I just think you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And
we love speculation.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a couple. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not.
But it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do was call my group of guy friends. And God, how much the girl do I sound like right now? But like, I had to call my guy friends and go, listen, this person, I can't deal with them anymore. And I know we all hang out as a group. This is what he did to me. Don't take away from your relationship, right? And at the end of the day, I feel sorry for people like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, again, remember, surround yourself with people that you love.
Yeah.
So and
it always happens. It happens sadly in every situation, sometimes in jobs, in friendship. There's always someone that will screw you. And then it's so hard to kind of go, okay, can I trust again? Like, whatever, but you have to, because there's so many good people out there still. I believe that those people, they have some issues within themselves, why they feel like they have to screw your best friends.
But why? Can I ask you, like, do you feel it's women that like have if Cruz, you and I are on a show? Well, I don't care if you're number one and number two. I'm just glad I'm on the show with you.
Of course it's women, because you don't have like
catty
a
bitches.
house husbands show, because guys get along so well. I don't, and honestly, I feel that when men have a problem, I mean, I guess today you can't do it, but they say it, they fight real quick. I have seen where guys fist fight and they're like, okay, we're good. And they're like, yeah. And then they're like best friends. That's like bizarre, but I think that happens.
That's baller.
Yeah, but I don't think women are just so emotional.
They're devious and mischievous, and they're
catty and jealous, and
it's from birth till death. It never changes.
I think even when you're old,
gets better.
But why? Like, okay, so I get back to your mom's
Mars, or Venus.
But I get back to your mom's podcast again, right? Like, we're all married on the show, right? So why, like, aren't you happy in your life?
No, because I don't think it would matter if you're married even. Like, I don't think it's that. I think there's just always, since by the time women can be jealous of each other, it starts. So I don't know when that is. Maybe middle school.
What do you get jealous about? What's the last thing you got jealous about?
To be honest with you, I don't have those feelings, so I don't know.
Today?
No, I really don't have jealousy.
But you have friends that are girls. I mean, there's some girls that they can't have other girlfriends because it's just a competition. You know
right.
What I mean?
I'm not.
It's a type, I feel.
It's a type of female. I'm not. I think I'm a different type of female, so I've never understood that. I always say I'm like a guy. I just don't have. If I'm jealous of something, I usually say it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. Oh, I wish I had that. But you look so amazing and I'm so happy for you. I don't have jealousy in my heart, but I think I've been around women who have that. And I think it always stems from insecurity somewhere within themselves. So I think it comes out in angry, aggressive ways. Again, like you said earlier, I do usually just feel sorry for people like that. And I always try to wish them happiness, because you don't, what is it, like happy people don't go around like destroying other people. So it only comes from,
And there's a lot of
It all comes
fakeness,
down to like
especially with
insecurity.
married people.
self-insecurities.
That's,
And
they're not happy.
you're trying to compare yourself to somebody else instead of yourself, and then you're never gonna win.
Yeah. And it's always a competition. And no offense, but I always say it's like I shouldn't even say it, but like that sorority type girl. Like I don't know. It's just there's different female energies, and I don't have female friends like that, and I'm not in that type of energy.
She's never good at that. That's
I'm
why
not good at that.
the whole Dallas Cowboys cheerleader thing, that was never her thing. Like she just
Well,
never,
when I did Mavs, I was just ready to be.
You're a Mavs cheerleader?
I was,
Get
yes. And I loved it, but I just didn't like the cattiness. Like I don't do the drama. I just don't like it. Typically, I'm in my own world, and I'm like, what's going on? I don't even know what's happening. But I don't like that stuff. I don't like that in my heart. So I don't know. But I think women
I
just
think
can
I
be
know,
nasty.
especially married people, there's a lot of fakeness in marriages and in social media, especially the ones that are constantly bragging and constantly having to make a point that they're so happy. Most of the time, it's not true.
Yeah, but then you get the opposite side of, like, you see the breakups, and it's like, next thing you know, they're putting all these quotes up about,
Yeah.
you know the ones I'm talking about? Like, woke up on the great side of the bed today, or just those kind of quotes. I don't know.
I think if everybody would just realize that there's room for everybody to be successful, but it's hard to get people to realize that kind of stuff. So,
I mean, we always say, isn't the whole Highland Park scene, isn't there a lot of that in that? I mean, I have heard of so much of it that it's just so competitive and cutthroat.
I don't play around with it. I know when my wife was doing charity and stuff, it was to the point where, not mention anything, but I'll generalize it. It was to the point where my wife was one of the more top fundraisers, and she had a team, and she'd get on the team. And then she kind of got blacklisted a little bit. And at the end of the day, like she was telling me, it's like, why are they getting mad at you? Because you're raising more money?
Right.
Like, it's not a popularity contest. You're raising money for
good
this,
causes.
that. Right.
Yeah.
So what does it matter? Like, we're all a team.
yeah. We
That's
all
the
win.
hardest part.
That's the only thing I've seen. Otherwise, I've seen, it's just a neighborhood that I live in. I mean, I don't.
Just the neighborhood I live in.
Yeah.
Just Highland Park, Texas.
I used to be scared to tell people that.
You used to.
I was like, I live in Dallas. Like, oh, really? Where? I'm like, you probably never.
I mean, Highland Park is its own city, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it is. It's a city inside of the city.
so. Yep.
Yeah.
Jeremy, tell us about your sons. You have two wonderful, handsome young sons.
Yeah, you caught me on a good one on this. So I have two beautiful boys, Keaton and Cohen. Keaton's the oldest, and he's 26, and my youngest is Cohen. He's 24. My youngest is in Italy right now, doing his first cruise with another buddy. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, they're having a blast. D'Andra, let me get back to D'Andra. Like, we don't have kids together. God, I think that's one thing. Like, there's two things in life. If I die tomorrow, like, I'd be 100% okay if I die tomorrow. But I'm just missing two things. I would have loved to have children with my wife. That's like, this is my second marriage. We're both on our second marriage, and it is the absolute best. Again, I always reference you, Gabrielle, because I took your words to heart on the podcast, and that's all I want is a better marriage. And those are little simple things that checks you. The other thing is I would love to be a grandfather, but not too soon.
No.
Right? So someday I would.
Mhm.
So I think those are the only two. So about a year ago, last August, my youngest graduated from he's a Gamecock, University of South Carolina. And we said, listen, you have nothing there. We'll put you both up. Come live with us for a year. Rent free, food free, everything. You got 1 year to get jobs and save money and then we'll see where it goes from there. August is coming up. Can't wait for the birds to fly the nest. So,
Is it the 1 year?
the 1 year is coming.
Oh.
It's been great.
Right.
They're just lazy.
They're easy.
No, lazy.
Oh,
Lazy.
lazy.
Yeah, they're lazy. Like simple, go clean up the dog poops or do this or that. One's better than the other. I'm not going to put them out there, but it's just simple stuff. And then D'Andra being, the stepmom, this is her first time being a mom. She's, you need to do this, you need to do that with them. And I'm like, hey, babe, there's, I can say that to them blue in the face. Best thing is, we got to get these fuckers out.
Yeah, so
You
they
know?
can learn.
Yeah.
I mean, their age, they need to get out.
They-
You gave them
they
a year, and so they need to get
Yeah,
on their own.
they're both brilliant. They're both smart, but we're not a hotel.
No.
So
Trust me, I love my kids so much, but I always say, if you're in trouble, like, you're always welcome for a certain amount of time to get on your feet. But no, they need to be on their own. That's like when they really learn.
we even got to the point where I was doing a job for Donate Life Texas. It's like if you get in a car wreck or something, like you can donate your eyes, kidneys, all that kind of stuff. So it was a really cool campaign. But I met a beautiful woman on the trip, and she told me that from the time she had her first job, living 16 with her mom and dad, her parents, that she was required to give up 20 to 30% of her income.
I've heard that.
And I was like, really? Why? For room and board. Like, to me, how
What?
brilliant is that? No, it's really, if you think about it,
It
it's
happens
brilliant.
more than you would think.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So giving up 20, 30%, and that is like for the room and board. So they always think later in life, that's what they have to do, 20,
Yeah,
30%.
shine 'em.
Right.
Wow.
So you know what she also did is like, okay, she moved out of the house, got married. She kept all that 20, 30%, put it towards their wedding.
that was
Which is cool, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we were thinking about doing like, oh, that's a great idea. If boys want to still live with us, absolutely pay 20, 30% of your income
Yeah.
and you can stay.
Yeah, of course.
August can't
Why
come
not?
quick enough.
So they're not going to pay.
No, we don't want them to pay.
Y'all need to just go.
If I want to get out there and frolic with D'Andra, I'm getting out and frolicking with
There you
There you
D'Andra.
go. Yeah, you're ready to go.
It's time.
Jeremy, tell us, we're going to do our segments with you real quick, but tell us anything else. Did you
Oh,
want to say anything else?
He has a fundraiser or something.
Oh,
right?
yeah. That was the most important. I knew it.
So one of the other, maybe you guys can push it back. With the podcast when we were asking about that. One of the other podcasts, one of the other episodes that we're very proud of with Last Letters is we just interviewed for. Let me start that again. One of the other episodes we're really excited about is we just interviewed Don Graves. He is a World War II, 97-year-old World War II Iwo Jima survivor.
Wow.
And just an amazing guy. His episode on our TikTok went viral, and it was just, people are like, man, I love this guy. We don't see people like this anymore. I'd love to buy him a beer. And during his last letter, he said that he's really only got one more thing to do in life, or one thing he'd like to do, and he would love to go to Ireland, drink a pint of beer or a drink in a pub, and sing Danny Boy. And I'm like going, what? Really? That's kind of cool. And my producer, Scott, and I started thinking, like, going, can we maybe make this happen? So we put out a fundraiser to take Don Graves to Ireland and buy him a drink and let him sing Danny Boy. And this is a guy who loves singing. He's sung at many national anthem, ballparks, and he's a good singer. You'll hear him sing like 3 or 4 times on the podcast.
That's so
but,
great.
Wow.
But with him, he tells this amazing story when he was in a foxhole in Iwo Jima, and a new replacement came in and wanted to do, help. And he's like, man, no, don't worry, there'll be time to help. And he goes, well, let me look through the goggles. Let me look out. And he's like, no. And his buddy's like, oh, just give him the goggles. And he got up, bullet through the head.
What?
Guy fell back, his helmet rolled off, and he's looking at this guy. He just got there, and there's a baby, mother holding the baby in this helmet photo.
Oh,
And it's
man.
just like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I mean, this guy's story, like World War II generation, my grandfather, I truly feel they built America. We
Yeah.
owe them so much. They're just good human beings, and no one on day's work for an day's pay. And
That's
So
the
we're
war
trying-
was
we're-
like, you
we're
really
trying-
had to go in there. You're not just like blowing shit up. Like you had to like run in there and like stab people, and it was.
he was a
crazy.
flamethrower.
Wow.
He was a flamethrower. I mean, just incredible story. So that's what we'd love to do is, and we're asking people to, buy them a beer or two, or
So
you know,
where can
Where,
people
yeah,
donate?
Where can they donate?
they can go to GoFundMe and look up Don Graves, DonGraves. Don Graves. Let's send them to Ireland.
Yes, all our
I think that's
listeners,
amazing.
Dawn,
you know,
let's do it. And then,
5, 10, $20.
yeah.
And I don't think there can't be there are a lot of World War II veterans remain. How many?
I don't know how many, but there's not a lot
I
left.
wouldn't think.
And we just lost Medal of Honor Woody, who was a flamethrower as well on Iwo Jima. He just passed away about a week or two ago, and they brought this guy in, laid him in state. He had a big funeral up in D.C. and
Wow.
just an amazing,
Oh.
and they were friends. They were
Wow.
friends.
Oh, wow.
My father was 93 when he passed away, and he was also in World War II in Iwo Jima, and he would tell me these crazy stories. Like, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
My grandfather, I never got to sit down and have that conversation with him, and I wish, because we're the only two that saw combat, and too many people aren't telling their stories, right? And how much do you sit there and cherish your talk with him about those stories?
Yeah, and it was actually kind of difficult for him to, talk about these stories. Like, one of my friends actually interviewed him, and it was stuff that I had no idea. He was one of the guys that rode in the little boats, the U-boats.
Mm-hmm.
So he would just bring people back and forth from the boats, telling me how he would just see floating people dead, and they would tell him to stab them just in case. It's like crazy.
Wow, Cruz. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
grandfather was
II
in World War II
was
too.
real.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the guys who paved the way for us, right? Not only that, but they took this country serious. They have a genuine love for this country. I mean, they spilled blood.
You can always see it. Like, those are true American veterans.
All we want to do is buy this guy a beer
Yeah, okay.
and
We'll
let him
make it
sing.
happen.
And we're going to bring it live, too, when we do it.
We
We're
have
gonna
to
bring
have
it live.
video for
Amazing.
sure. Oh my gosh.
It'll happen for sure. I
Yeah.
believe that.
How much are we up to at this point?
We're at 10 grand right now.
How much
We'd like
money?
to raise about 50 grand, I think it is. But we have some big things. I think American Airlines is on board.
Oh, nice.
So that will hopefully cut things down. But yeah, it'll be a team of 4. Himself, a handler, and myself and Scott. We're going to document the
Oh,
whole
that's
thing. and-
amazing.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. I can't wait for that. It will happen.
I hope so.
It
To
will
our
happen.
listeners, please help us out. Buy this guy a
Yes.
drink. Donate.
Yes.
We're again on GoFundMe, and his name
Don
again.
Graves.
Don Graves.
There you go, Don Graves on GoFundMe.
Do it
guys.
now.
All right, let's go to our what am I just saw a message. Sorry. To our what's it called? My God, I'm like blank.
Which
I
one?
know.
Question of the day.
Segments. I couldn't think of the word.
She's from
Sometimes-
Europe.
Sometimes I still can't think English. Yes, question of the day, please.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
Well. Question of the day. Here we go. So, if you and your significant other live together, should you get up at the same time every day? What do you guys think about that?
No.
No?
That's pretty
No.
unrealistic.
Right?
No, I don't want to get up. What if you get up super early?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on routine.
I don't like a routine all the time.
Well, that's a routine.
I guess I should let Jeremy answer first.
Oh, I'm allowed to answer this?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
No.
You don't get up together.
No, right?
No, I'm up way earlier than D'Andra. She likes to stay in bed for a while.
Me too.
I think you should be able to do whatever you want. You should.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to eat when the other person has to eat. You shouldn't. I don't have to go to bed when you go to bed. I don't have to get up when you get up.
Unless you're getting
None
up
of
for
them.
the good thing.
I was just gonna say that. Like, I don't mind you not getting up, but sometimes if I want some morning sex, you can still be asleep.
What's it
but
called?
I'm
You got
getting up.
nooners. What?
Morning sex. I mean, that's what I call it.
And you say that every time.
Every
I don't
time.
care if you're asleep.
Can I ask a question about morning sex?
Absolutely.
You can
Ladies?
ask
You
anything you
ask
want.
anything.
Ladies, are you into morning sex?
Yeah.
Be honest. Yeah, you're like, I can see it in your eyes. Gabrielle.
I've said this before. Sometimes sex is just like for me. Sometimes it's just for her. Sometimes it's for the both.
I like when Cruz explains it. He goes, sometimes it's just,
Get out.
Morning sex in our house is always for me, and she's not having it. She's not.
She's like half asleep. I'm like,
Because women are different. It's like there has to be all kinds of things.
I'm a
that go
morning
into it.
person though. I'm a morning
you
person.
get up very early.
I do.
See, I would be pissed off.
Automatically before my alarm clock, I'm up. Even if I like go to sleep late,
Yeah.
I'm up.
You're up.
The blessing and a curse.
It's either from a pee hard on or
Okay, gotta go.
or the real one.
If it's up, it's going in.
Oh my God. What if she doesn't want to?
He's like, I don't care.
Oh my God.
See, he does not say no.
That is so funny.
Wow.
That's so true.
All right.
Did we answer that question?
We did.
Yes.
We absolutely did. No is the
I
answer.
do not have to
I
get up
concur
with
with
you.
that. I concur.
Okay. Party with Miss Polly.
It's time to party with Miss Polly.
The modern day doctor.
Now, this is our sexual health consultant that is not present with us at this time. So Marcella stands in for her, but she's not licensed. That's
I'm
the only
not a
difference.
licensed
We have a
sex
sexual
therapist.
health consultant that is not a
licensed.
sexual consultant.
Are you an expert?
Experience
Are you-
only.
But she is an expert.
I am an expert, so that counts. Okay, so we're going to talk about one of the 30 super hot sex fantasies ideas, which we've done a few of these before. But the next one I want to talk about is the boss employee. Have we talked about that? No, I don't think so. So 56% of women and 61% of men have sex fantasies about getting it on with coworkers in their office. So why not dress up in your work attire, get behind the desk, and recreate the hot new hookup scenario that's been on your mind? The allure of having sex with a coworker, especially your boss, has to do with gaining power. Does anybody on this podcast enjoy boss employee fantasy?
I will pass on that.
Really?
I've
would-
only worked with dudes for the last 20 years.
Oh,
I
well, that
have
makes sense.
I have sex with my boss all the time.
So you live this phase.
I don't want to be
She's
the
my
boss.
That's true.
That's so true. That's hilarious.
I don't think I've ever had an employee kind of sexual fantasy kind of thing.
I have dated an employee.
Oh my God! Yes, you have. I forgot.
But that's not a fantasy. You've dated her.
Oh, yeah,
done,
no,
right?
that's true. I
Like,
forgot. You're talking about a fantasy.
No, it was a fantasy for a while though.
Well, not the scenario.
Oh
That's what we're talking
no,
about.
I meant like you liked them.
I know, but he means like the fantasy. I think it's the whole fantasy of being in an office and dressing like a secretary and being bent over a desk. That's what the real fantasy is.
That just
Wow.
seems so awkward.
Thanks for the
in here.
visuals.
You're welcome. I mean, isn't that what the fantasy is really? I think that they're saying is like
What did
that.
you say?
I think
Spider?
it's more like the power play, like having sex with the boss, depending on like,
Can
what
you
the
get ahead?
situation. Yeah, or like that's my boss, and I can like,
Like
make him-
Monica Lewinsky kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
In my house, she's the boss all the time. So it's like in the bedtime, it's like, oh yeah, I'm the boss. I'm
So
the
you
boss. I can be
switch
the
it.
boss. Well, in my mind, we do.
In your mind. I have to have D'Andra on and ask her.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God,
really-
you should. Oh, you should.
We would love it. And then we would bring you in and see how you guys match up.
Oh, too easy.
I don't know. I just get like anxiety. I'm like sexual harassment, and just kind of it's
Yeah, that's
anxiety.
probably part of it. You're like, don't dress up like a secretary because you'll think sex harassment.
I personally don't think you should shit where you eat. That's my always like. I've never.
Oh, so don't sleep with coworkers.
Don't sleep with coworkers. Don't sleep with people you work with.
Yeah, don't do it
don't-
because it's a mess.
Have you ever
it
broken that
is.
rule?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I haven't. It was so
Military days.
I can't think
stressful.
of it, but I'm sure I have.
Well, it gets very stressful. Like in my situation, we worked together. And then when I didn't want to be together anymore, that was a problem because I was like, if we break
Yeah.
up, the whole studio is going to be so mad. So I stuck it out.
What studio was that?
I owned a dance studio.
Oh,
And
I was trying to catch you.
Yeah, so and
I'll
he-
tell it all.
yeah, he was a dancer and I'm a dancer, and so we started dating. But the entire studio like just fell in love with the whole idea of their teachers are together.
And
It was so
it was none of their
cute.
damn business.
I know, but
Everybody was.
It wasn't,
planning-
but it was.
it wasn't. But it was because the dance studio industry, they are in all your business, unfortunately.
Sounds like everybody was dancing there.
Yeah, exactly. So I was very
dirty
stressed.
dancing.
I mean, they were
Yeah.
planning their wedding and baby showers and
dance
in their
moms.
mind.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And she's already broken up like 2 months
Yeah.
ago.
I'm like, don't propose to me. Don't do it. That's
Don't
what
do
I
it.
said.
Marcella, are you married?
No. No.
That was
a-
aggressive.
Yeah.
I was going to call it feisty.
No.
What-
No.
Why the feistiness?
I don't know. Just because I don't see it ever happening.
She's had it.
What
She's
do you
had
mean?
it.
I don't know. No, I'm not.
One day, someone is gonna come and sweep you off your feet when
That's
you
what we
least
always say,
expect
right?
it, and that's
feel
how
the
it's gonna
same.
happen.
Ugh,
Or not.
dating is awful.
When
Yeah,
you
or
least
not.
expect it.
Yeah.
I'm with Cruz. I feel that's, but it
Yeah.
needs to be, the problem is, it needs to be a strong, very secure man
Yeah.
that will understand that she is an amazing human being, very, very, very devoted, and she would never ever think about cheating or anything.
But I'm a free spirit.
But she's a free spirit, and everybody.
Wow, she came back quick with that one, Cruz. But wait, Mom, I'm a free
I knew
spirit.
she
But
was
that's-
going to say that. That's why.
Because, and everyone always wants to clip her wings and change her, and then we have a problem.
She needs someone to let her be her.
Yes. That's the biggest problem.
How many times have you been proposed to?
0.
Really?
Mhm.
Really?
But she tells them no.
I tell them
before.
don't do it.
How many times have you said don't
So
do
are-
it?
are you-
Twice.
so I have my sons, right? So
Mhm.
this is all like crazy to me. Like, are you on the Bumbles and
No.
the swipes or what? Like,
That gives me anxiety.
how do you meet guys?
Well, I
Have
was
you
on
seen
a
her
dating.
stretches?
Yeah. I was on a date Instagram and
Do you know
TikTok.
someone? Do you have someone in mind,
I'm
Jeremy?
sweating. No.
Women don't sweat; they glisten.
I'm
glisten.
glistening. No, I've been set up with from friends, Instagram. I don't do any of the dating apps. I was on a dating service, a matchmaking service. That was horrendous. I didn't like that at all.
When's the last date you went on? And how was it?
It was
Who was it?
annoying. He was very liberal. Sorry, I know we're not supposed to get political, but it was weird. Friends set me up, which I don't like either. Here's the thing. I have to meet people out and I have to get to know them. I can't date people that I've never met before.
And then you're stuck at
It's just
dinner
weird
with
to
some
me
dude that
because
you don't want to be with.
that's why I can't do the apps, because I hate having these random conversations. Hey, what's up?
Can we have like a speed dating
Yeah, that'd
contest?
be fun.
Something like that, you know?
Yeah.
To our listeners, if anybody's interested in having a speed date with Marcella, hit me up.
Your
Yeah.
email is about to be fucked.
Yeah, right. Hit up Cruz.
We doing this. We doing this.
I got a question though. So like, going back to my sons, and they have this year, and I'm like, boys, you haven't done anything, gone out and met anybody. Like, you have no friend base, and you've almost been here a year. My youngest son does the swipe stuff, and next thing I know, where are you going? He's like, going out. And I just don't understand that. Like, back in the whole,
It's a hookup culture. This young generation, it's all a hookup culture. That's all it is.
It's like they go out and buy dinner, and the next
If
thing you know,
that.
they sleep real quick, and then
Netflix and chill. You don't even do dinner.
I don't understand the whole thing.
I don't either.
Chris,
But I don't
Technology
get
is
that
taking
either.
over.
Because I'm not
The
like
hunt.
that.
That is the hunt.
the hunt. That's not a hunt.
No, I agree with Jeremy on this one. Oh my
Man,
gosh.
throwing
yes.
the eyes. I used to be a king of throwing eyes.
But
Yeah,
I think
the
that
pickup
that's,
lines, the pickup lines. Now
that's
it's
the
all
problem.
I was
That's
so
horrible at
law.
easy.
Right.
It's so easy.
I like that better though. I like being out. I like meeting people organically. I like getting to know who they are because I can pretty much figure out in 10 minutes if I'd like to go out with them again.
Well, one has to go out. Do you go out?
Yeah, I do.
does. She does.
Well, she thinks that we should be in certain places and go here and meet people here.
Her and
I'm
her
like, ugh.
girlfriends, both beautiful. I tell them, I mean, at least once a week, like go out.
But I
meet
also
people, talk
work-
to people a lot. And they go, okay, we'll do it. I go, actually, I think you should go out at least 3 times a week. No, never happens. Still hasn't happened once. This was 3 months ago we had that conversation.
We're tired.
You got to put yourself out there.
I know.
No one is
Right.
going to come to your door and go, hello. Well,
Well, they are after this
I beg to
episode.
differ.
The problem is I really just have been enjoying
Being
focusing
single.
on myself because
Bullshit.
I really have. I have been in way too many relationships and they overlap, and I had not been single since I was 22.
They were all way too long.
And they were too long and they all overlapped each other, and it has been the most amazing thing for the first time to be like, I'm by myself and it's wonderful.
You know, you look like you're having a great,
I am
amazing time.
having a great time.
living it up, being single.
I love it.
Do it. Do
Yeah.
you, and you know,
I'm like,
it'll come when
yeah.
it comes.
So I'm I guess I'm not looking, so that's what makes it.
You're not looking, but you're not looking.
Yeah.
That's when it'll find you.
I could take it or leave it at this moment. So
Oh, that's
that's why
perfect.
it's so fun to be focused on, for once, like my friends, my job, my relationships, my family, and I like that right now.
Masa explain the overlapping.
I'm glad
Because
you
that's
brought
gonna
that
be a
up. That's good.
question.
This is so bad. I feel like it's bad, but I'm always, like Spider said, I stay in things too long. And then I might, because I'm not happy, somebody else will strike my interest. And then I end the relationship. And then I might start talking to that person. And then I
Jump into one and
Yeah.
into another.
That's
I've
too
never-
much explaining.
I've never cheated on anybody, but it always ends up being like, oh, I have wandering eyes. So I should probably.
Intertangled.
Yes.
Wandering
Yes,
eyes.
I have wandering
Good
eyes.
pickup, Mom. That was good.
Yeah.
I even questioned that.
Because
Yeah.
Dad would come back with all kinds of questions, so she needed to explain that.
Yeah. So
You know,
that's
I
that.
think right now you should date
Yeah.
and be picky and do what you want and until someone was like wows you.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cruz is
And
gonna
Cruz
screen them.
knows because Cruz does my hair. So I'm always like, Cruz, I'm this story and that story. So that's why.
Cruz will screen them for you. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Let's do we need to have
A speed dating would be so fun.
Let's do that. Like we'll get like
In here.
I think
Yeah.
you're onto something. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
we
I
get-
would do it.
we can get like 14 guys.
you got to top 5 it. So you have to go out with 5. Yeah.
I have to go out with 5?
Yep.
Oh.
And then
You
we
gotta
can
give
talk
everybody-
about it.
Right.
Okay, so we'll do 14, and then we'll do coffee with 5, and then we'll do like a date with the 2.
Oh, that.
Ah.
Oh, Cruz, you got
Yeah.
that figured out.
So
love
how
it.
do you speed date?
Cupid Cruise.
They
How
get
does that work?
Cupid Cruz?
they
I
get
like
like
it.
maybe like they'll get like 5 minutes 2 times in
Oh.
a circle.
Yeah, 5's too long.
5
Think?
minutes is too
Oh.
long. That's what I mean. How does speed dating work?
Maybe
Oh.
I've never done it either.
We need to look it up.
5 minutes. Okay, maybe like
But you will know, right?
2
Within the
minutes.
first 2-3
Yeah,
minutes.
that's why it's amazing.
You either want, because you don't want them to tell your whole life. You want to be intrigued, right?
Yeah.
I would intrigue you.
Yeah.
And then to try to, man, it's all about
Yeah, because
fishing.
then
You got to
when-
throw out that fishing world. People
Yeah.
don't fish anymore.
yeah, exactly.
But the thing about
It's like, here, let me
dating
just
is-
throw the bait.
is I feel even when you do these like competitions on
like a dating show.
on television, like these dating shows, even if like these girls or these guys, even if they're not interested, they're not gonna lose to the other person. So that's what, so it's kind of like, I mean, you really want someone to like have a good connection.
And you want to like talk to them again.
Yeah. So you
This'll be
pick them
fun.
out for like 2-3 minutes,
I'll be
you
like,
know,
no.
and then you go have
no."
coffee. And then you pick 2, and we'll go on a date with
just
those
trying to
2,
figure
and
out
then you
how
come
we
back,
get
and all of them
14
come
guys.
and we talk.
First 50 guys.
That's
that
30
email
minutes.
Now.
That's
will be
30 minutes.
In consideration.
First come, first
They
serve.
get 1 minute each, 2 rounds. That's 30 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
Hey, can I tell you something too? I
Yes.
learned on Last Letters, much like your mother over here. I had a guest on. It's driving me nuts. I can't remember right now, but he said, "Look at us today in today's society. We sit there, and if Cruz and I meet, we say, 'Hey, I'm Jeremy. I was military photographer, blah blah blah,' right?" And he's going to tell me what. He goes, "How impersonal is that? What's the most important thing in your life? It's your family." He goes, "You should introduce yourself." Was that you that said that?
I did say that.
It was you. It was. So look, again, it's stuck in my mind. There's 3 things that you've done that stuck in my mind.
that makes me so happy.
And it's like,
really.
that is so huge. Like, we don't introduce ourselves like, "Hey, I'm Jeremy and I'm married to D'Andra and I have 2 beautiful kids. And, oh, by the way, I'm a retired military photographer." I mean, huge, right?
Yeah.
Those are
Sounds
guys you're looking for.
completely different.
That's actually, wow. I've never
Hint,
thought
hint,
of
hint,
that. But
guys.
that is so true.
That comes from when I came to the United States first, because in Austria we're so everyone takes time to get to really know someone, or even when we have coffee.
Oh,
The
yes.
people
This
at
is her
home
biggest pet peeve.
that they make coffee and you hang out. Like here, it's everything is so fast. You come over and you leave, and someone will cook dinner for you, but it's kind of like they can't wait for you to get out. I'm always the last one to leave because it's just what I'm used to. It's like,
And if you come to her house,
oh, don't leave. I get so upset.
when people start looking like they're gonna go, "Where are you going? Where are you going? You're not leaving, are you?" And people are like, "No, I just have to pee." She's like, "Oh, okay, thank God." And you have to stay till like 3 a.m.
But it's like I came here and there was a convention, and I remember it so clearly, like it was yesterday. People saw each other, knew each other, and they go, "Hey, how are you?" The guy goes, "Hey," and just kept walking. He didn't care how this guy was. Like, I felt there was a question, "How are you?" So you would want to know how this person is doing, and they don't care. So
That
that
is
was very strange.
Your biggest pet peeve, I think, here.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So hint, guys. You want to talk about your family first.
Yeah.
It
When
sounded totally
sending-
different when you did.
Sending
It's
in
crazy.
Yeah.
those requests to Marcella. Date
Yeah.
Marcella.
Speed date, Marcella.
That is going to be really funny. I wish we could really pull that off.
You can pull it off.
I'm going to work on that.
Cruz is
going to
do it.
Okay.
You can't message me because then I'd know who it is.
No, I'm not telling you anything.
No, I mean the people.
Oh.
No, you have no choice in this
Yeah,
until
I
the
know.
end.
That's what I mean. It'd be funny.
So
Jeremy,
to
if you
all
know
of our
someone-
listeners, whoever wants a chance, whoever thought maybe there's a chance.
When she's not responding to my DM.
Yeah, if you're like,
Because I don't answer.
and don't feel bad, she doesn't answer anybody, so
I don't.
You know, the problem is, Cruz, is we've given like a lot of little hints to be in that top 5 for that chance. And you watch.
Let's see if they
Maybe
get
two
it.
of them will do it.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. It's time for Tupac to break down that juicy gossip. All that tea for you to sip on. That's all I got.
If you have any gossip, that you would like to share.
Putting you on the spot. Putting you on the
Cruz
spot.
knows how to ask it way better than I do.
What?
Ask how to give gossip. Like, how you tell the guests to tell gossip.
I just said, give me what you got. I know you got something.
Or do you have anything? You don't even have to say names.
No names.
Gossip. God,
Anything
I
you
stay
recently-
so away from gossip.
I know it's probably hard for guys to give us gossip.
I mean, anything you heard that was crazy,
Anything you want to share?
but you
anything
don't have to
You want
either.
to give your side
Yeah.
of the story?
Yeah, but you don't have.
Do you guys know any gossip? You can ask
Always.
about us.
If
If you know anything about D'Andra and I.
No, I don't know anything.
I don't know
Yeah,
anything.
Damn straight.
I didn't even watch the show.
I am honestly embarrassed that I did not watch the Dallas Housewives show. I should have. I wanted to give him my support, but it was so hard.
To watch
And I
it?
don't hate you any less. I don't love you anymore. It's
Oh my gosh.
no problem. I tell my buddies that. No. I guess in my life, the latest gossip was I was up in New York doing my campaign. I was shooting for the veterans, and all of a sudden you get a Google alert, and D'Andra's coming up to spend time. And she loves the city, and she's going to meet with people. And one was a doctor that she's having trouble with ankle surgery and stuff. But a fan or somebody posted her going through the picture, airport with a picture, and overheard her saying that she was meeting with executives about the show and
Oh my
blah blah
God.
blah. It's
No
like,
way.
really? Are you
Oh
kidding
my
me? Like,
god.
and it,
made up.
which brings me to my wife, right? I gotta love you, honey. But we had this. She's up in Connecticut doing a thing, and on the way there, I go, man, you talk too much. You tell too much. Let me say it that way. You tell too much, and I go, like, if I'm getting up in the morning and somebody asks me what's your routine, and I'll tell you, Cruz, I'm like, I get up, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and then put on my clothes and go. D'Andra is like, well, I get up, and then I got to roll over because the dogs did this, and about the dogs, they were doing this, and this, and then finally I go brush my teeth, and it's like you
When I use this
overshare,
particular
you overshare
toothpaste.
too much, and people we don't need to know all that information.
All the details.
So I don't know.
See-
She might have been talking on the phone or something like that. I don't know.
But see,
Or
the,
somebody just made it up.
the guys don't want to know all the information. Girls want to know all the details.
I love all the
Me
details.
too.
What did the details do for you?
I don't know.
It's
It really paints the picture of your morning.
I think it's a male female thing.
I do
I'm the
too.
same. I'm like just boom 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 boom. Tell you the facts.
D'Andra, give me bullet points. I get it. Love you, kiss you, and I'm that's good.
I do
Same.
think it's a male-female thing.
Yeah.
But
For
I do
sure.
know some men who can tell a lot of detail. And I'm very ADD, like too much detail. There's like good detail and there's too much.
Yes.
So
I
when
agree.
is it inappropriate to give gossip? I'm just not into it. Like, look, absolutely. If I heard something, I'm gonna, D'Andra, hey, this is what I heard.
Oh,
Yes.
one
Right,
of
but
our
I
gossip
wouldn't-
girls
I
told
w-
us good gossip.
I don't think it's a point of inappropriate and appropriate. I think it's just more of a I love to hear it.
Right?
Really
So I'm
talk
not gonna
about
lie, I
it.
do too.
I love to hear it,
And
especially being in the
everybody
salon.
loves to hear it.
oh,
I know a lot.
I
you
bet.
know?
Well,
And,
do you have any, Cruz?
I want to save it for our segment.
Well, I have some gossip that Marcella will go crazy over.
Uh-oh. Does Marcella know?
Yes, she knows. She
Oh, I
can't-
see it.
She cannot wait to talk about it. So
Yeah, because I didn't like him.
last time we had podcast, we
Oh, yeah.
invited 2 guests that came on, and it was an amazing music producer and this guy that was, what is his place? I don't know. He was coming up with a new app and that is just like TikTok, he said. And he was proposing all these things, saying that they were going to sponsor the show. And it was this whole big ordeal, right? And
A sales pitch.
And I, like I always do, I over prepare for the shows and whatever. And the guest doesn't show up. He shows up, the
Producer
producer guy, but the guest never comes. And he keeps stalling and making excuse after excuse after
For a
excuse.
couple hours.
For a couple hours while
And-
we're sitting here like this with no shows recorded. He's just standing in the corner talking
A lot.
a lot.
About a lot of
Bullshit that I knew was bullshit the whole time.
so
Me and Spider were texting the entire time.
Did you guys actually do an episode with him?
I kind of.
Finally, after
she-
2 hours, because mind you, we pay to be in the studio. It's money. And I'm watching him stand there, talk a bunch of bullshit out of his lying snake eyes. Cruz and I are texting, and I went like this. I can't take it anymore. I can't even listen to this anymore. Hey, we're going to do our segments. I was like, if you want to sit, you can. He's like, no. He puts on a hat because he's hiding from somebody, and he gets all weird, like in a shell. And he sat there, and he was making me so angry the whole time because he was so full of shit.
so
And I was like, he's full of shit. I can't take it.
it's just so disappointing how it all went down because
Wasted our
but
time.
we have almost 300 shows and honestly have only had one other true no-show. Like somebody couldn't make it last minute, that happens. But this one was just so much crap. And so I took the time because I knew that we were going to talk about it on podcast.
And you know people who name drop and
Oh, yeah.
and talk about money
He's best
and
friends
how they
with Johnny
have
Depp.
apparently Johnny Depp and him text each other, and it was just on and on and on, and I couldn't hear it anymore. I was going crazy. I live in a 10,000 square foot house, and this biggest party house for all the football players to come. Blah blah blah. blah.
Guess what? I found the bankruptcy lawsuit case.
Oh, drop the bomb.
Because he's a liar.
What else you got?
He also turns out to be a drug dealer that got arrested and had a court case because he is one of, let me just read it to you. He used
Prostitutes.
and strippers and as such, cocktail waitresses and strippers to smuggle as many as 2 million pills of ecstasy into the country from March to December 1999 as part of a larger drug trafficking organization.
He's a drug trafficker.
That's not, yeah, but 99. Dude, I wasn't doing ecstasy. But
You were trafficking?
I wasn't
mean,
trafficking.
You were
that's for
trafficking? I mean, there is 1, 2 lawsuit after lawsuit.
I could just tell he
After
was slimy,
lawsuit.
and so could Spider.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
And then he was trying to tell us what to say on the show.
Yeah,
and
that part was
that
crazy as fuck.
had me fuming mad because, first of all, if you don't have TikTok, that's fine, whatever. You can make fun of it all you want. I started TikTok a long time ago, and I have gotten it to a point. We started our podcast TikTok. I'm very proud of where we have gotten it. He came on here trying to tell us what to say, and that it was going to go viral on his app. And I wanted to fly across this table and be like, if you tell me to say something, say it's viral on record. No, bitch, you don't have an app. Stop telling me what to say. It is viral on our TikTok, not your thing. Say this, say this. Oh, I was so mad.
Did his guest ever?
No.
Never showed up.
Never.
I would have kicked that MF
And Marcella
right
called
out.
that after like 10 minutes.
I did. I said
She
he'll
was
never
like,
come.
He's not going to come.
He was saying he had food poisoning.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like so mad.
Oh,
He's like, he's on the way over here, but he's got food poisoning.
So
Yeah.
this is when, like, this isn't gossip. You guys live this, right?
Yes.
So my thing is like I would name drop the hell out of that person because they're just not good people.
He's not a good person. And the other thing
Kane
is Kane
McKnight.
McKnight. No, yeah, that's
So,
right.
you love how that
Sounds like an
psychological
asshole.
warfare.
I will say say it so gladly because then he was name dropping people here, but he was name dropping people that I know. And so while we were sitting here, I texted the girl and I said, hey, I have this person here who says he wants to do business with us and I need to know. She goes, call me and I'll call you as soon as we're done. I call her. She calls me back. She's like, you need to stay so far away from this person.
The drug dealer.
He's this. And I just wanted to say that I was right.
She was right. And Spider, thank you. You guys were right. I was trying to
save it. You're so sweet.
I was trying to see the best and just.
He had me
Nothing.
going. He had me
did.
going.
And
Like
then
in a bad way?
No, I
No,
thought
they
I
believed
yeah,
him.
I totally believed him.
He was a good salesman, but he was so. It was his eyes.
she said he had snake eyes.
See, that's again why, like, I love and gravitate to your mom.
I know.
She is that person. You're like, I consider myself. You see the good in people. And,
Yes,
and
to a
you
fault.
want to believe.
You want to believe that they don't mean.
I mean, I actually, to be
intention.
honest, because I do my research, I already knew about this drug problem before we had the show, but I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. I said it was in 1999, was hoping he had made a turnaround and become a better person.
Well,
It's-
then he also said he was like, oh, I'll pay. He never paid for the time, whatever. He just was bullshitting you a lot.
Well, then he at one point still sent the app to go on the app.
Yeah,
Well,
get
that-
on the app.
The app is now out and it's been out for like 3 weeks and there's 6 reviews on it. And how he sold it was like it was going to be
He said we would make millions.
topping the TikTok in like one day and all this kind of stuff.
I
So
was over it.
I got on there.
Yeah, that's
I've
right.
watched a few videos.
I can't figure it out.
The most popular one I saw had 20 views.
Yeah, I
Sounds
said,
like a
what
bluff.
is going to make you different than TikTok? Because if you're going to be another app coming out to take it over, I feel like you have to do something
Yeah,
different.
but we don't take people's info.
Yeah, he
yeah.
said, he tried to say.
We're not selling it to China.
Yeah, well, I think it was that. And then he tried to say, he was like, well, what's your biggest video? I said 13 million. He was like, well, the difference is you'll get $13 million. I was like, really? No, I will not. You are such a liar. That does not happen. I
Wow.
get paid per view.
Wow, we hit a nerve here.
it was yeah.
And it was not that long ago.
No, it was
Last
the last time
we
we
were
were
here.
recording, and it was just so disappointing because he took up so much of my time calling me and talking for
hours.
And I was like, at one point my head was spinning, and I usually like to write notes down, and he kept talking, and at one point he said, you know, I'm over talking. People tell me I need to stop talking. I thought, he's fast talking. I know that's not good.
He just wasted our time, and I don't like that. That's all. So
Gentlemen,
that's our gossip.
so remember,
That was
if
some
you're
good gossip.
calling in to date Marcella.
Don't
She doesn't like over talkers.
don't lie to me.
Don't lie. Biggest
lie.
problem.
Yeah, I don't mind if you talk.
Be
Just-
better at it. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we sniffed you out quick.
Oh,
Like,
you
just be
did.
better at this shit.
Spider and I are like this.
I would have kicked him out of the studio, though. I wouldn't let
We
him.
fight-
do
The-
it.
well, the thing was, and this is why I was on Gabby's side. I was like, if a tenth of what this dude is talking about is true, then y'all have a good deal.
True.
A tenth, like barely any of it, it would have been good, but
Yeah,
none of
true.
it was true.
Yeah.
None
and then
of
we
it.
did have to really kind of shove him out
Literally.
because our next guest who came on time and
Yeah,
showed
he's
up.
like, I'll have another shot, which
We're like,
is fine. You can have a shot, but that
go,
was weird.
go. I was like, go, go, goodbye, bye. She's like, sure. I'm like, no, get out.
Thank God I didn't try to sell you guys anything today.
I would have believed you, Jeremy.
Jeremy,
I don't lie.
you
I
are
don't
different.
lie.
Exactly.
You
we
have
know.
kind eyes.
Yes, kind eyes, not snake eyes.
And
She kept
honest-
saying snake eyes.
And honestly, I've never felt this way about a guest.
Never.
And he wasn't really a guest.
But we had one other liar, but that was different. Girl liar.
I didn't.
It
feel
does make
passionate
for
about that.
exciting stories.
Yeah,
It
was
does.
very good gossip.
So there you
Not
go.
really gossip.
That's
Kane McKnight.
Really, just don't piss me off, and I won't talk about you on the podcast.
That's a fact.
Because I've talked to all my ex-boyfriends on
One is coming up next.
And if you want to do a speed date, hit me up on the DM.
And Jeremy,
Jeremy.
give us your social media so people can find you.
Yeah.
More importantly, my social media is the big project and passion I'm doing right now is Last Letters. So you can listen to it absolutely anywhere you listen to amazing podcasts like Two Posh Podcast. And it's at Last Letters Pod. And then you can see me at Jeremy T. Locke.
Can you give your website really fast for the
Yes.
photos? Because I wanted to look, but I don't know what it is.
Yep. My website is jeremytlock.com, JeremyTLock.com.
Amazing.
Are you guys on all social media platforms with the
Oh,
last letters?
yes, we are. And I say that like,
It's a lot.
social media is just it's draining to me.
Very.
It's draining, and it's like I don't know. It's a whole different segment. And I think my 2 cents is just driving our us humans crazy. I want to be most popular. I want to be this. I want to be that. But at the end of the day, whether it's my podcast, your podcast, our photos, this story, or whatever, if it's hitting the right people, word of mouth, surround yourself with people that are great. That's what it's about.
I love that.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
on
Jeremy.
the show. I truly enjoyed it. And thank you, everyone, for listening. And tell your friends, family, and follow us everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you.